Hello and welcome to the Breath Awareness Summit. My name is Angella Ocheltree with Right Path Hypnosis. I'm going to be talking to you today about your brain, specifically about the subconscious and the conscious brain, and how they work together to make our lives wonderful or miserable, and how you can change how you respond to the world simply by using your breath. I'm also going to talk to you about the importance of breath, how it affects you mentally, physically. We'll be talking about the differences between hypnosis and meditation as well. It's important that you understand the difference because there are a lot of things that are labeled meditation in the world. But with this Breath Awareness Summit, we're going to be talking about the importance of just simply mindful breathing, and how it affects your body and your mind and your spirit. I'm also going to share with you a little bit of the science behind that. And then, if you would like, you can stay with me and have a short hypnosis session. It's something that's simple, easy to do, and I'll be taking you through that as well, if you would like, and with your permission. So let's start with the mind. I had a teacher once who showed me the difference in the conscious and the subconscious mind with a very simple visual, and I'm going to show you that right now. We have two parts of our mind. 88% of our mind is the subconscious mind. That mind is huge. It handles billions and billions of bits of information 24 hours a day, 365 and a quarter days a year. So it's working all the time, even when you're sleeping. It handles everything from your heartbeat to your blood pressure, to healing your cells. It works for you all the time. You also have your conscious mind, which is only 12%. Now, the conscious mind is vital. It's almost like the monitor on your computer. The conscious mind is your analytical mind. When you're analyzing something, you're using your conscious mind. It may be accessing the data that you have stored away in your subconscious mind, so it's much like the monitor on your computer. So you have your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is very important. It is the rational reasoning mind. It also is your working memory, maybe where you parked your car this morning or where you left your keys. So your short-term memory is a part of your conscious mind. We also have in the conscious mind the processing simple things like 2 plus 2 is 4. So the working type of things, it's like the monitor again on your computer. And it has your willpower. So we all have tried so many times in our lives to change something with willpower. And the interesting thing about the conscious mind is it can only handle one thought at a time. One thought at a time, really. So that means that when you stop thinking about that thing that you want to change, you automatically go back to your normal pattern, which is handled by your subconscious mind. So the conscious mind also is a blabbermouth. It talks all day, all the time, 300 to 500,000 words a day. And it is very notorious for the I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, oh, you shoulda, you woulda, you coulda. All of that negativity, a lot of it really comes from your conscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is phenomenal. It is handling billions of bits of information, as I mentioned before. And because it handles so much information and because the capacity is so large, it really works very hard to automate as much as it can. So whenever we do something consistently over and over and over again, whether it's a thought pattern or whether it's something that we physically are doing over and over and over again, like learning to drive a car, for instance, you start out and you don't know what you don't know. And then you sit in the driver's seat and somebody's showing you what you don't know, and then you're consciously incompetent. You're aware of what you don't know. And then you start learning about how to do that thing, and then you become consciously competent, hopefully, at driving that car. And then, before you know it, because you've done it consistently over and over and over again, you're unconsciously driving your car from point A to point B, without even thinking about it. You may be talking to somebody in the seat next to you, or you may be talking on the phone. Hopefully you're doing it on speaker and driving carefully. Not recommended. But you're doing other things, listening to music, thinking about other things, And your subconscious mind, this part of your mind, is handling driving the car. It's pretty amazing. This part of your mind, this subconscious part of your mind, has all of your memories, everything that's ever happened to you. And memories are interesting because memories are stored away based on importance, based on age, your viewpoint. When you're a little bitty kid, you're looking up at everyone and you're learning how to be a human being with the people that are raising you, whether they're your parents or caregivers that have adopted you or whoever it might be. You are learning to be a human being. Your mind is mirroring and matching, and you're learning to speak a language. You're learning to walk. You're learning that no one leaves the house without clothes on unless you live in a nudist colony, and then it would be odd to put clothes on to leave the house. So you're learning your basic programming of what it is to be normal, to fit in, which is very important for us as human beings because we are tribe people. We are a group of people. We need each other. So habits form out of watching what happens around us. If you watch a small child with a room full of people laughing, and you see the child not laughing until they look up at their parent, and then they go, oh, their parent's laughing, and then they start laughing. So they even learn kind of their sense of humor from their parents. So it's very interesting how the mind works, and this is from age, birth until about 6 years old. Around 7 years old, children start to have the prefrontal cortex of the brain starts to develop a little bit more, and we start to be able to reason through things a little bit better, probably why school starts around 6 years old, 7 years old. So all of your memories are in your mind that are important. The important memories are stored away. Things that we do consistently become habit patterns. Habit patterns are in the subconscious mind. If you think about everything that we do every single day, we walk, we get up, we go put our clothes on. I personally get up and I go make coffee. While my coffee's making, I make my celery juice that I drink in the morning now. There's a routine that I have every single day, and I do it without thinking about it. I'm thinking about other things. What's on tap for today? What am I going to wear today? Who am I seeing today? How can I help somebody today? Those are the things that I'm thinking about while I'm getting ready in the morning, and I'm not thinking about the things that I'm doing, even putting makeup on. I just do it. I don't think about what I'm doing. It's a habit pattern. It's automatic. I do the same thing every single day. I brush my teeth with the same hand. I wash my hair first when I'm in the shower, and then I work my way down my body. I do things in a certain order, and it's a habit pattern. So probably 98% of what we do every day is out of habit. So you've got your habits in your subconscious mind. You also have emotions in your subconscious mind. Now emotions are automatic. We cannot not respond. And emotions create physical reactions in our bodies. So if we're angry, our face might turn red and we'll put our hands in a fist because the blood is running down to the fists. Perhaps if you're nervous, you get a tight feeling in your stomach and you start breathing really shallow. If I have a lot of people who come to me to test better, students who say, I can't take tests, I know my stuff, but I can't take tests. When they sit down, they get nervous about it because they believe that they're not good at test taking. And so they sit in that chair and they start breathing very shallowly, and all of a sudden, all the blood is going somewhere that it doesn't need to be. The brain's not getting enough oxygen. It doesn't get the blood. It's not getting what it needs in order to function. And so they forget. And the moment they walk out, they take a deep breath and shake their head. And then they remember the answer to that question because they're relaxed and the blood is flowing again. The fear is out of the way. And so they're doing what they need to do. So it's very interesting how that works. Their pattern, their belief system is that they don't test well. So the belief system is automatic when they sit down to take the test. Then they stop breathing properly. It's very shallow. They get nervous, and then they can't remember. And then when they walk out of the class, they remember. Pattern, same thing happens every single time. So we fix that. We can do that by actually communicating with the subconscious mind and changing that belief system. So you've got your emotions that are in your subconscious mind. You also have your imagination. Now, imagination is really, really remarkable. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Now, that's a bold statement, but it's really true. You can use your imagination You use it even when you're sleeping. Your imagination is free-flowing because there's no conscious rationalization of the free flow from being at the beach to being in a nightclub in Paris. So there's no rational mind controlling where you're going, but you can wake up from a nightmare and be frightened out of your mind because of your imagination. You can also use your imagination when you're watching a movie. If it's a sad movie, if you've ever watched a sad movie and cried, that's your imagination. You're sitting there perhaps with your loved one. Everything is wonderful. Somebody's going through a horrible something in a show that you're watching, and you know it's never even happened. It's a show, and you'll cry. Or maybe a show makes you feel uneasy. That's your imagination. Now, I've used my imagination for some positive things, even before I knew how the mind worked, really. I learned back in the 70s when the Russians were winning in the Olympics that they were testing how the brain was responding when an athlete was actually doing the athletic performance, and then when they were sitting in a chair imagining doing the athletic performance, the same areas of the brain lit up, sending those signals out to the muscles. So I was invited, we'll fast forward here to me being in my mid-20s, and I was invited to go snow skiing. And so I didn't know how to snow ski. I had been once in North Carolina and it was on ice. So I had no framework of reference in my brain of how to snow ski. I was a water skier. It's completely the opposite. So I rented a video, and a VHS video. This is how old I am. So I rented a video and I watched it every single night for 2 months. And when I would lie down in bed at night, I would imagine that I was doing exactly what that instructor was telling me to do on this video. Going down the mountain, I could feel it. I could go around the moguls. I could do every single thing, and it was wonderful. So I was going out there with a boyfriend, and I said, you know what, you go ski. I'm going to go to the bunny slope and see if I can do this thing. So I went to the bunny slope, and I used the cable to go to the top, and I did it from morning till lunch, and it was so easy. I thought, I've got this. So we had lunch, and I said, you go do your black diamond skiing. I'm going to go ahead and try the intermediate slope. Well, the one thing that I was not taught in that video was how to get on and off the lift. And so I had no framework of reference for that, and I failed miserably. I was terrified. I got on it, and then I couldn't get off, and I rode all the way back down. And then someone sat down next to me and said, you can do this, I'll help you. And of course, we both crashed when we got off because I dragged them down with me. And I ended up having to take a lesson on how to get on and off the lift, but I could ski. That's the power of imagination. I used my imagination to learn to do something I didn't know how to do. So I can truly say from my own perspective that imagination is more powerful than knowledge. So this is in my subconscious mind now. I know now that just like riding a bicycle, which I haven't done in a while, but if I go snow skiing, I know how to ski. I might not be very good at first, but once I got my bearings, I would be able to ski. I'm not a black diamond skier, probably never will be because I don't go often enough. But I do know how to do it. It's in my mind now, and that memory is seared into my memory channels. So that is in my subconscious mind, and I use that powerful imagination. Now with hypnosis, I use that with my clients. You also have self-preservation. Self-preservation is very interesting. Our brain is wired to keep us alive. Keeping us alive is, the prime objective here for us to live and to stay alive. So our brain is wired to do that. And if you think about us many, many, many years ago when there were saber-toothed tigers here on Earth, we had to be always aware of the dangers, always aware of not getting away from our tribe because the tribe we all protected each other. We had to be aware of that all the time, so that part of our brain is always on alert. But there's another part of self-preservation that can either help us or hurt us in our day-to-day lives. Self-preservation also protects our belief system. So we're going to talk about your belief systems in your subconscious mind right now. Your subconscious mind has no judgment, right, wrong, indifferent, zero, no judgment. Which means that if someone comes to me for smoking and they hate it, and they've been to their doctor, they know they need to stop, they know they're having struggles with coughing, and if somebody comes to me for that specific thing, I know what's going on. their subconscious mind, that self-preservation of the subconscious mind, won't let them quit. It makes it really, really hard, because the belief system is cigarettes are important to fitting in. Most people start smoking cigarettes to fit in with an individual or with a group. That's when they start. And then it gets connected to so many other things that when the other things happen, they unconsciously reach for a cigarette. So we have to break that pattern, and we have to retrain the subconscious mind that it's dangerous, that it's actually poison. So it's something that is so interesting. It makes it so easy for people to quit using hypnosis. Now, I've been talking a lot about the brain and about hypnosis and how I work with clients, and that could be anyone from a golfer who always reaches in his bag for the water ball every time there is water on the course and always hits the ball in the water. Again, a pattern, a belief system. It's their last thought where the ball's going to go. Or, and they want to golf better, whether it's that or whether it's somebody who comes to me to stop smoking or lose weight, to do better in school, or whatever it might be, to improve their lives, even to have less anxiety. I use hypnosis with them, but I also teach them about the power of breath. Breath is really important. Our brains, when we're awake, most of the time, our brains are operating in beta, which is very fast brain waves. Very, very fast. So they're close together and fast. Probably while you're watching this, your brain waves are pretty fast. What's interesting is when we go into a state of mild hypnosis, which everybody does, we all go in and out of it through the day, it goes into a mild state of alpha, which is where the brain waves slow down just a little bit. And when the brain waves slow down just a little bit, and you're highly focused, that actually is a state of hypnosis. If you drive, you go in and out of hypnosis. We call it road hypnosis. Everyone that I know has done it at least once, where you've been driving somewhere and you either miss your exit because you're thinking about something else, or perhaps you arrive at your destination and have no idea how you got there. You were in a state of hypnosis. So people go in and out of that all day long. But breath is one of the most important tools that I use to help my clients get into that state of hypnosis, into that alpha state. So when you close your eyes and simply breathe, you're allowing your brain waves to slow down just a little bit. And especially if you're focused specifically on something, which I ask my clients to focus on the sound of my voice. And when we do that, it's wonderful, because they go into that wonderful relaxed state, they follow my instructions, they do what I ask them to do, and then I oftentimes will release them to float, to drift, to dream, and the brain waves get even wider and they go into an even deeper state of alpha, where I'm able to work with them to make the changes that they want to change. I mean, it's remarkable how it works. In some cases, it feels almost miraculous. So that is how I use breath with my practice. I also teach people the importance of breath. Now, I'm going to get back to the brain, because I promised you I was going to talk about the brain and how breath is important for this. So I haven't finished my description. There's a critical factor, almost a filtering system, that is between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind during our waking hours. So our conscious mind, remember, 12%, 88% over here. There is a critical factor that is like I would almost say it's like the skin of an airplane. Because an airplane, when we're flying through the air, we want it to be impermeable, even though it's pretty thin. And I think if most of us knew exactly how thin, we'd be worried about it. But my dad worked on airplanes his entire life. He worked for Lockheed, and so I know what they're made of, and I know that they're wonderful the way that they're made. They're very, very safe. So, but you think about the plane, if they've closed the door, you can't get in, right? So when we're awake and we're in that state of beta, this is like the door closed on the airplane. We can't get to this part of our mind. We can't get to the subconscious to make that change in a conscious, wide awake state. So when we go into alpha, when we relax just a little bit, we're able to float right past that. It's like the door of the airplane opens, and I'm able to go in and work with the person in their subconscious mind to create the change that they want. I am a facilitator. So critical factor has to be out of the way in order to make those changes. Now, with breath is a very interesting thing. Breath is something that we don't do well, most of us. I was taught to sit up straight, stand up straight, hold my stomach in. And when you hold your stomach in, you're not breathing all the way in, and most of us don't breathe all the way out. It's really important for us to get the right amount of breath in and out while we're breathing. And meditation's a great way to do that. I work with my clients to teach them that we have to go back to that basics of pulling air all the way down into the bottom of our lungs. We have the upper lobes and the lower lobes, and we want to pull that air all the way down in to the bottom of our lungs. And if you think about it, our breath is pulled downward. And so you want it pulled downward by our bellows. We have that right here. So we have this process that happens when the air is pulled in, and then we push the air out. And when you're taking nice deep breaths, which is what I do with my clients when they first close their eyes, I have them taking a nice deep breath, and then let that breath out all the way. And we do about 3 or 4 of those, which takes them like that with their eyes closed into that relaxed and receptive state. What happens a lot, though, is we look at meditation as a guided thing. There are a lot of guided meditations that are out there, and guided meditations are wonderful, but they're really kind of a form of hypnosis. They don't want to call it that because hypnosis has gotten a bad rap over the years. That was my clock. We call it meditation or guided relaxation because that's more acceptable. Hypnosis has gotten a bad rap through Hollywood. It's gotten a bad rap on television shows, going to the comedy clubs and seeing a hypnotist get up there and make people act like idiots on stage. And people have a little bit of fear about hypnosis. So a lot of things are basically packaged up as meditation, even when they're not meditation. Even when it's really just a guided self-hypnosis with some positive affirmations in it. Anything that is relaxing you and is giving you positive affirmations is self-hypnosis. I don't care how you package it, that's what's actually happening. You're going into a mild hypnotic state, following someone else's words and guidance, and you're allowing them to be your facilitator to make the changes that you want. So that is really and truly hypnosis. And it's great. It's wonderful. I use it with my clients. I send them home. In fact, I'm going to give everyone who's watching this a free guided self-hypnosis called Basic Relaxation. It'll help you use your mind, me being your facilitator, to learn how to relax your body using your mind. A lot of us are so stressed out in our day-to-day lives. We get angry at people when we're driving our cars. We get angry or upset with people at work, and you know, we don't understand why our family's acting a certain way, and our lives just feel like they're spinning out of control. And this is a really nice tool to have in your toolbox to be able to just stop for 20 or 25 minutes just to go somewhere else in your mind and relax your body. It's very good for you and your health as well. So I'm going to give you that as a gift. We'll have a link connected to this to a Dropbox account where you can just download it and keep it. It will be a free gift that you can use and share with others and enjoy. So breath is interesting because if you're doing just meditation and mindful breathing, mindfulness is another practice that is coming to the forefront. There are quite a few teachers who do this. Mindfulness is nice because with hypnosis and being mindful of your breathing, or let's just say meditation and just focusing on your breathing, it's a wonderful thing because mindfulness means that you're going to let everything else kind of float away and pull yourself back to your natural, easy, effortless breath. And that's what this summit is all about. It's a challenge for people to actually put this into their day. You can do this as little as 15, 16, 17 minutes, and it will make a huge difference in your life. If you increase that and do an hour every single day, I think you'll be amazed at the changes that start to happen to you, with you, around you. The way you respond to things will be different. And because the breathing and relaxing and being focused completely on your breath allows you to open yourself spiritually to the all that is, to be able to connect with your own higher self. Now, there's some science behind this now. Greg Braden is one of my absolute favorite people out there. He's a scientist who actually started researching many years ago the science of spirituality. I would recommend looking him up. He's worth following, he's worth reading, he's worth watching on his videos. So he's really connected to that. What is it that makes this work? Breathing takes us somewhere else. We can actually get into almost a miraculous mindset through just breathing, getting in touch with our higher self and allowing our full potential to develop. There's another group called Heart Math Institute, heartmath.org. They've done a huge amount of research. I'm not a part of their team, but they do have a team of researchers. And they really push breathing. Everybody's working on breathing with people. Hypnotists work on breathing. People who do meditation groups work on getting everybody to breathe, nice deep breaths. Breath is so important to us. Breath is, we can't live without breath. We can live without water for days. We can live without food for weeks. We can only live without breath for a very short period of time. It is vital to our lives. So a lot of people are focusing now on breath. If you look up Heart Math Institute at heartmath.org, you'll learn that they have scientific evidence that we actually have neurons in our heart, yes, brain cells in our heart, and our heart is communicating with our brain all of the time, all day, and sending signals. And when we breathe, the two get into what they call heart coherence. When we have a nice pattern of breathing, you can get into that heart coherent state, which is, you'll have to go to their site. Like I said, I'm not one of their facilitators and I'm not actually allowed to teach it. But if you will go to their website, you will learn that they have tools for all ages. They have resources for all ages. And you can teach your children how to begin meditating using some of the tools that they have. And you can actually physically see they have inexpensive apps that you can get that you connect to your finger and your iPad or your iPhone or your tablet or your Android, whatever. They have the app for that. And you can actually look at what's happening with your heart rate when you breathe. It is amazing, truly amazing. So there's a lot of science out there now supporting what we're doing here at this summit. So we're going to talk about hypnosis again, and I'm going to simply give you a simple guided relaxation. And I want you to use this as a launching pad for actually starting your own meditation practice. And take the challenge this week of meditating for 1 hour every day. Carve the time out, whether it's in the morning when you first get up, or whether it's taking your lunch hour and simply closing your eyes and focusing on your breath. It will take you into that state of alpha. When you learn to dismiss the thoughts that enter your mind, allow them to float right through. When you allow that to happen and start bringing yourself back to that breath, breathing in and breathing out all the way, and in and out all the way, and allowing that pattern to become a natural, easy, effortless breath where you're breathing in and out, and even focusing all of your energy on your heart center and focusing on that breath, you'll find that an hour feels like that. So be sure to set the timer on your phone or your computer, wherever you are, set a timer to make sure that you do come back to your full awareness so that you can then go on with your day. You'll find you're more refreshed, you feel better, you're healthier, There's so much about it that's so good for you, so I encourage you to practice it. But right now, with your permission, I would love to take you through a short hypnosis session. Now, if you aren't interested in doing this, you can go ahead and turn this video off now. By watching it, you're giving me permission to hypnotize you. And I'm just going to hypnotize you to release, to let go, to just feel better in each and every moment of each and every day. So wherever you are, as long as you're not driving, I want you to go ahead and just close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. The sound of my voice has already begun to relax you. So allow yourself to relax completely, making sure that you're in a safe, secure place. Taking a nice deep breath. And let that breath out gently and slowly, all the way out. Take another nice deep breath in. And let that breath out completely. On the next breath in, I want you to focus on your heart center. Breathe in. And breathe out. And just relax. Relax. Now in a moment I'll ask you to open and close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, that will be a signal to your subconscious mind to just let go. To let all the worries, the concerns, float out of your mind. Because there's nowhere for you to be and no one wants anything from you right now. All you need to do is follow my words and follow my instructions. So open your eyes and close your eyes and relax and let go. Relax and let go. Relax. 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 Good. Now in a moment I'll ask you once again to open your eyes. This time when you close your eyes, that will be a signal to your subconscious mind to relax even deeper, allowing my words to float right past that critical factor and to find those places deep within your subconscious mind in order to change those things that you'd like to change, to reframe those things that must be changed, to let go of those things that are inhibiting, so that you can be your best, so that you can feel good and be happy all the time. That's right. So open your eyes and close your eyes. And relax now deeper and deeper. Relax. Now I'm going to count from 100 down to 93. With each number that I say, I want you to repeat the number silently to yourself in the privacy of your own mind. And with each number that we say, you relax automatically, both mentally and physically, to an even deeper level. 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, and 93. Down, down, deeper and deeper. Relax. Do a scan of your body and find anywhere that you might be holding tension. Relax that part of your body. Get into it. Let go. And with every wonderful breath that you take, you sink even deeper into relaxation. Every sound, every noise, every voice you hear, including the sound of my voice, simply relaxes you more and more as you go deeper and deeper with every breath. Now I want you to use your powerful imagination the way you use it best. To picture, to imagine, to visualize, or just to pretend that you have a private space in your mind. It's a room that has blue walls and a domed ceiling, and you're sitting in a chair in that room, feeling safe and comfortable, just as you're safe and comfortable in your own space right now. Every sound and every noise takes you deeper and deeper. Relax. Relax. Now I want you to imagine that there's a chair right there in front of you and you're looking at yourself sitting in a chair right there in front of you. That's right. I want you to use your imagination to the best of your ability. If you can't see yourself, it's okay. Just pretend you're looking at you. And I want you to tell you thank you for doing this today. Tell you thank you for being at this wonderful online summit. Tell you thank you for the interest that you have in learning about meditation. That's right. And I want you to feel an attitude of gratitude. Attitude of gratitude. Now, as you're looking at you, I want you to forgive you for any mistakes that you've made in your life. Forgiveness in the subconscious mind is not about condoning, no. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from past mistakes so that you no longer have to go back and live them over and over and over in your mind. So I want you to look at you sitting in that chair in front of you and tell you that you forgive you for getting wrapped up in the day-to-day life, for getting upset with people, for whatever it is that has become a pattern for you that you'd like to release. I want you to forgive yourself for that. Good. Now I want you to see that there's a box sitting right there between you. This is called a repository box. And that's a place we put things that we want to let go of and get rid of. So I want you to use your imagination the way that you use it best. To imagine, to visualize, or just to pretend that you're putting into this box everything that's limiting you in your life right now. I want you to imagine that you can let go of any blocks that are in your path and keeping you from achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life, from being successful, from being happy, from being relaxed in your day-to-day life, whatever it is. Go ahead and put it in the box. Continue working on this, and I'm going to count from 1 to 4. And when I get to the number 4, you will have put everything in that box that you're ready to let go of today. 1, go ahead and put any anxieties and stresses of life that you'd like to get rid of into this box. And 2, as you continue to put things in this box, every sound, every noise, every voice that you hear is taking you deeper and deeper. As you put things in this box, I want you to imagine that your subconscious mind is working for you in this case. That's right. 2, your subconscious mind, that self-preservation of your mind that protects you, is finding things you're not even aware of that you need to release. 3, like sand in an hourglass, is putting in all negativity, all fear, all anxiety, stress, whatever you need to release, whatever you need to let go of. 4, comfortable, safe, and secure, and relaxing deeper and deeper. Put the lid down on that box and put the lock on it. Now imagine that I'm there in your imagination, and I've got hands full of helium balloons, and I'd like you to tie those balloons onto the box. As you're tying them on, the dome will open up. So go ahead, 1, tie them tight. Both of you work on it. 2, tie all of them on there. And 3, release the balloons. And watch them, or imagine, just pretend that they're picking that box right up off the floor, and they're floating up, and the dome is open, and they're floating right up through that ceiling, up into the sky, getting smaller and smaller like helium balloons always do. And I want you to watch as they become so tiny, disappearing into the distance, that they're just a speck, and they disappear into the abyss of the universe. Release and clear. Release and clear, and let all of that go. Release and clear. Now that you've let all that go, I want you to look at you right there in front of you and tell you thank you one more time. Attitude of gratitude. Attitude of gratitude. As you're looking at you right there in front of you, I want you to tell you that you accept you and that you love you. And I want you to tell you that you're willing to change. I want you to give yourself permission to begin a new practice today of including meditation, relaxation, self-improvement every single day. Give yourself permission to feel good, to be happy. That's right. Now I want you to reach out, and I want you just to pull you into a wonderful hug. I want you to pull you into just a sweet hug, a heart-to-heart, cheek-to-cheek hug. Just imagine that you could do that. Feel how good that would feel. As you're holding yourself in that wonderful embrace, I want you to tell you that you love you one more time. And now I want you to shrink you down to the size of about 1 inch and place you right there in your heart. Safe and secure there in your heart for you to love and nurture. There with you in your heart as you follow through on the decisions that you've made today to include meditation in your life. So I want you to sit back down and just relax to an even deeper level of relaxation. I'm going to count from 5 down to 1. Do absolutely nothing. Just relax. 5, deeper and deeper, relax. 4, imagine that you could focus on your breath, every intake and every exhalation, and that will help your body relax even more. 3, deeper and deeper, relax. 2, so relaxed, so deeply relaxed now. You've used your mind to help relax your body. Feel it from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And 1, you're now so deeply relaxed, so deeply relaxed. So deeply relaxed that your subconscious mind is at the forefront. That's right. You've made the decision today to take back control of your life that's been out of control for a while. In the past now, you've been like a ship at sea with no rudder, no sails, being tossed about by life. Today, you've made the decision to take back control of your life, to raise your sails, to set your rudder on the course of your life for the direction that you'd like to go. You set your mind and your thoughts firmly on the direction you'd like to go. And you use your mind now to be your ally, to create the habits that you want. You do this by canceling out negative thoughts, thinking of things that you're grateful for, by taking time for yourself each and every day to do some breath-centered meditation, where you close your eyes and simply focus on your breath. Because you have permission to do this. That's right. You've given yourself permission to take the time today and over the course of this summit to spend time breathing. And you're creating a new habit pattern of following through with the promises that you make to yourself. That's right. This is a promise that you've made to yourself, that you will use breath-focused meditation, that you will meditate, maybe starting 15 minutes a day, upping that to 17 minutes, and then 20 minutes, and then 25, until you're doing a full hour of meditation each and every day, focusing on your breath with the intake and the exhalation, feeling a sense of gratitude that you're able to pull yourself back to that breath, being aware of your breathing. And you find after you do this over and over that you look forward to it. It becomes part of your daily routine, a part of who you are. That's right. So I want you to relax now to an even deeper level of relaxation, deeper than you've ever been before. As I count once again from 5 down to 1, do absolutely nothing. 5, deeper and deeper, relax. 4, focusing on your intake of breath and exhalation of breath. 3, deeper and deeper, relax. 2, down, down, deeper and deeper, and 1. You're so deeply relaxed now. You understand the connection between the mind and the body and breath. Closing your eyes and breathing is the most wonderful, relaxing, healthy thing that you can do for yourself. And you've decided today that you want to be healthy and happy for the rest of your life. You are healthy and happy. That's right. It's incorporated in who you are, so just be that you. Be that you. You're balanced emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And every part of you is being revitalized with a positive new mental attitude. That's easy becomes automatic in your thought process because you've realized that it's easy to fit meditation into your life every single day. To spend a little time caring for yourself, your spiritual self, your physical self, and for choosing to put you first. That's right. So relax to an even deeper level of relaxation, because you have permission to be powerful and successful and excellent. You also have permission to take the time out of your life to do mindful breathing, to do breath-focused, breath-centered meditation. That's right. Now, any resistance to anything you may have heard today automatically triggers your subconscious mind to let it happen anyway, because you are the beneficiary of all the work that we've done here today. So all of the suggestions that I gave you before, the pre-hypnotic suggestions, the suggestions during hypnosis, and even those post-hypnotic suggestions that I will give you have a permanent effect on you and will stay with you as long as they're useful to you. That's right. Now in a moment I'm going to count from 1 up to 3. At the count of 3 and not before, you'll open your eyes, you'll be fully refreshed, totally alert, and you'll feel wonderful in every way. 1, feel new energy as it moves in through your feet, up through your legs, into your body, and all the way up to the top of your head. And on the next count of 2, you're still relaxed and calm, but a wonderful feeling of new energy moves into your mind. And your mind sends it out through your body, and your eyes into your eyelids, they feel as if they're clearing, as if they're being bathed in a cool mountain stream. On the next count, you will open your eyes, be fully alert, wide awake, and you'll feel wonderful in every way. So get ready now. 3. Eyes open, wide awake, and notice how good you feel. Now that was just a simple relaxation, a simple hypnosis session. I didn't do a whole lot of specific work because I'm working with a lot of different people, but you get the idea. You can use your mind to get rid of negative thought patterns. And I'm going to give you a couple of other tools here that you can carry with you going forward. One of them is something that my hypnotist taught me when I started going to her many, many years ago. And she taught me that if I have a negative thought, that I can simply say to myself the word cancel and think of a purple elephant if I can't think of anything more positive. And that I could retrain my brain to be more positive. Happiness is a choice, and I've learned this over time. Happiness truly is a choice. How we feel is a choice. I used to be a very aggressive driver, and I would get just so mad when somebody would do something stupid. And now, I just forgive them. If I'm a little anxious or if I have a negative thought come up in my mind, I say, cancel, purple elephant. I take some nice deep breaths, and I let it go. And I choose to be happy. What a great tool. I'm a better driver now. What a great tool for everybody that you can use day in and day out just to cancel the negative thoughts. When I incorporated meditation into my life as well as hypnosis and self-hypnosis, it really changed a lot of things. It allowed me to get out of my mind. We think a lot of words every single day, as I mentioned, 300 to 500,000 words a day. A simple meditation where you're focusing in on your breath, not beating yourself up about having words come into your mind, but just pulling yourself back the minute you find your mind is floating away. To bring yourself back and to focus on that breath is an amazing thing by simply taking that breath in and out. When your mind floats away into those 300 to 500,000 words a day, to just bring yourself back to your breath, the intake of breath, and the exhalation of that breath. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And when you incorporate that into your life each and every day, it is absolutely remarkable the changes that you'll see. I have truly enjoyed working with each and every one of you today. If there's anyone that would like to learn a little bit more about hypnosis or perhaps become one of my clients, I would love that. I work with people all over the world. Locally, if you live in the Atlanta area, I have a wonderful office in Marietta. And otherwise, I work with the iPhone, so we can do FaceTime or with Skype. And it's just like being in person, and we get to talk to each other just like this, and I can see what you're doing when you're relaxing, and I can actually watch you open and close your eyes just like you did a few minutes ago, so that I know that you're following my instructions. So I would love to work with any of you if you'd like to get in touch with me to learn a little bit more about it. My website is rightpathhypnosis.com. That's rightpathhypnosis.com. And my office number is 678-744-9213. All of that information will be below, along with that free MP3 that I'm giving to everyone who's interested, called Basic Relaxation. Thank you so much for participating in this Breath Awareness Summit. And remember, there's plenty of time for you to meditate. It's easy, and the more you do it, the better it is. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And remember to breathe and to relax. Cancel negative thoughts and think of something positive in your life. You can make those changes, and I promise you, your life will get better.